Our world is changing pretty dramatically, as you all know. If you think about the emergence of social media, of digital marketing, of new channels, it's adding huge complexity, but at the same time, an amazing opportunity for the customer experience. The ability to really dramatize and create differentiation for our brands through the experience is just becoming ever more powerful. And what I'd like to do with you this morning is to perhaps share with you a strategy for doing so and draw on some of the lessons from the brands that I've studied over the last 3 years. We've written a new book called Bold, How to Be Brave in Business and Win. And it tells the story of 14 brands that are transforming their markets and the remarkable people that lead them. And I'll be drawing on some of those stories to share with you this morning. Let's start by having a look then at just how our world is changing. This is the penetration level or rate for Twitter and Facebook. And as you can see, it took about just over 1,000 days to reach 20 million subscribers for Facebook and Twitter. Now, in the old economy, getting 20 million customers in 1,000 days would have been pretty awesome. That would have been pretty amazing, wouldn't it? But we kind of take it for granted now. 1,000 days. In July of this year, Google launched a new product called G+. And it's a social media platform. It does some of what Twitter does. It does some of what Facebook does. And it was released in beta form. In other words, it wasn't on full release. It was on partial release. And G+ achieved 20 million subscribers in 24 days. Wow. 24 days to reach 20 million. Now, you might say, well, that's not a fair comparison because Twitter and Facebook started from zero to get 20 million. Of course, Google's got a large installed base of customers, and therefore they were selling to those, if you will, releasing to those. But even so, 20 million in 24 days. That's the rate of change. That's the rate of velocity that we're seeing in the market. And that raises some interesting challenges for us. If we think about how markets change, and you can see this in your own markets. I know that we've got brands here from many, many different segments: financial services, hospitality, restaurants, even football clubs. And in all of those markets, you can see the same kinds of things happening. And that is that in the early stages of a market, if you can bring the right product to market at the right price, at the right time, you can be pretty successful. It's all about functionality, providing the right functionality to the customer. You can be pretty successful. What we know, however, is that very soon, what happens is that competitors come into the marketplace, and having a great product is no longer enough. What you need to have as well are value-added services to differentiate you. So it's all about the services. And I would argue that in most markets that we're seeing today, particularly with the internet, with the availability of customers to be able to buy whatever they want, wherever they want, whenever they want, that's no longer enough. To really win, to really be a transforming brand, if you will, in your market, you need something else. And that is about creating a dramatically different customer experience. One that creates an emotional connection with customers. Now, that may seem a bit strong. Emotional connection? I don't get emotional about brands. But actually, when you think about it, when you think about those brands that you pay a little bit more for, or you recommend to others, or you'll make a point of returning to, actually, there's an affection there. There's an affection there. And sometimes it can be quite bizarre. I was giving a speech recently, and I asked the audience to give me some examples of brands that they felt some sort of emotional connection to. And one lady, she said, Colgate toothpaste. Now, I don't know about you, but Colgate toothpaste doesn't float my boat. I'm not going to get really excited about Colgate toothpaste. And I said, well, that's interesting. Why Colgate toothpaste? And she said, well, when I was a small girl, when I was about 3 or 4 years old, she said I'd go to the bathroom every evening, and my mother would brush my teeth, and she would open the toothpaste, and I'd get that smell, that spearminty smell. And she'd put the toothpaste on the brush and put it in my mouth, and I'd get that tangy taste. And I'd feel her arms around me, and I'd get the smell, the taste, and I'd feel her arms around me. And she's dead now. But whenever I use Colgate toothpaste, I always think about my mother. Now, for that lady, that was a particularly unique affection for that brand, if you will. But the point being that brands are a bundle of associations. They're a bundle of memories. And when those memories are good, we actually feel affection for the brand.